Are you looking for a little fountain of youth? Are you looking for a palate cleanser like no other? Do you want to go down memory lane? Do you want to experience maybe something that you've read before or maybe something that you haven't? Let's go to Sweet Valley High. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, this is MJ and you are at my channel called Reading This Life. My channel is where we talk fiction, friends, and fun. Alright, so like I said in my intro, if you are looking for a book to cleanse your palate in between reads, maybe you're reading some nonfiction, maybe you're reading some horror that just may be a little too extreme, maybe you're reading some sci-fi and you want to come back to earth and get grounded. Sweet Valley High is its own universe. Okay, so you may know, you may not know, our buddy Criminale purchased these. I saw it and I said, I want in. So I picked them up before the Read What You Own challenge and we did a buddy read of these. And this is Sweet Valley High number 104, 105, 106. And the reason is because it's a werewolf mini-series. That's all I had to hear. That's all I had to hear. And I'm like, I'm all in. I am all in with this. Now, my history with Sweet Valley High, I've never read them. I didn't read them when I was in high school or middle school, simply because everybody else was reading it. And I'm the type of person that likes to go beyond the norm. If they're reading that, I want to read something completely different that no one else is reading. That basically is my personality. So to go back in time and visit these books, it was just so much fun. Okay, so Sweet Valley High, this is Francine Pascal. Now, Francine Pascal basically created the characters, introduced the basic storyline of, you know, where they live, where they go to school, blah, blah, blah. But she has writers. She has writers underneath her that basically write the stories. This one, let me get my specs. Okay, this one says written by Kate William, created by Francine Pascal. Oh, I'm sorry, same here. Okay, so both. And the last one, same, written by Kate William, created by Francine Pascal. So it's kind of the James Patterson type thing. Yeah, pretty much. So I wasn't even hesitant going into this buddy read because I knew this was going to be something completely different. And it was something that I needed because I was crawling out of a slump. These books are slump killers. If you get the right one, So let's go through a little bit of history with Francine Pascal. There are total in the series 181 books. There's 181 books in the series. That's quite a lot. So we have the two sisters. We have Jessica, who is a little more city and a little more stylish, and she likes the nightlife and the paparazzi, and she enjoys the spotlight. And she's the go-getter, she's the extrovert, she knows all the trends and fashions and all of that. And then we have Elizabeth, or Liz, who is more reserved, who is more nerdy, who is more preppy style. She's more Martha's Vineyard as opposed to, you know, Beverly Hills. Like it's just different. It's just the two sisters have two different vibes, and those are the same vibes that we have within all of us, right? Because some days as a female I could feel more nerdy, you know, I don't feel my best, I wear my glasses, but other days I may feel more attractive and I may feel like wearing makeup and doing my hair and looking cute, you know. So that's the thing about these books, is that each of these characters has something for the reader to hook onto, no matter what your personality is, because you have that introvert part and the extrovert part, okay? And that really is the selling point with the books. It's relatable. It's relatable. Okay, so we have Jessica and Liz Wakefield, and they live in Sweet Valley, California. So of course they're California girls, you know, and you're going to get that whole California vibe. And who doesn't want to read about that? You know, it takes me back to when I was a kid, the reboot of Gidget. That was a heck of a lot of fun, you know, and you get that earthy, crunchy California vibe with just beautiful sun and palm trees and tan skin and going to the ocean and doing all that. All right, so let's see, 181 books. They cover love triangles, breakups, boy trouble. They cover all of the things that kids in high school go through from the 80s and 90s, okay? And then if you go through the titles, now let me tell you, one of the sweet things about these books is there are 128 Sweet Valley High books on Kindle Unlimited. If you have Kindle Unlimited, you have access to these 3. You don't have to hunt them down on eBay. You don't have to haggle for the price. You can read each one on Kindle Unlimited right now. And I suggest it because these were fantastic, okay? So the first one, Date with a Werewolf. Now, this is a mini series, so there's not a lot of backstory that's given, but it gives you just enough to... I've never read these books, so I don't know exactly what's going on. I know they live in California. I know they're in high school. That's about it. So they give you a little bit of backstory to help move the reader along forward. So they go to England for a work-study environment, and it's the whole thing. They're taking in the city. They're taking in this job. They're meeting new people, a lot of different new people, a lot of cliche people, but it's just fun. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun. Trust me, it's fun. And all of those characters carry through each of the books. So this is its own microcosm, okay? So you don't have to read anything else besides this to understand what's going on. So don't be put off with that, okay? There's so many different variations of this. There's one called Sweet Valley High Chillers that I want to get into, and that's more like ghost story. I think they deal with a lot of themes too that kids may have to deal with. And it's going to be interesting because I am going to dip into these books. I'm going to dip into these books as palate cleansers mostly. But I think it's going to be interesting from my perspective as a Gen Xer, you know, how it's written, who's the audience, what were the themes at the time of publication, how does it relate today, that kind of stuff. These carry over really nice. These were published in 1994. The only thing that's missing is a lack of a cell phone. And even with that, it's not that bad. You know, they're not talking about, it's actually nice. They're not talking about technology. They're not talking about the internet. They're not talking about any of that stuff. It's just a good story. And maybe that's why I like it so much. It takes us back in time a little bit without feeling dated. Okay? Okay, so Francine Pascal passed away this past July. So her passing is very new. And she left a legacy behind. So here is my assessment of the 3 books. Okay, so book 1, we have Love, Death, and London. Hi, Watson. Love, Death, and London. And this is where we are traveling to London. We're experiencing everything. We're getting set up with our internship. We're getting set up in our boarding, rooming house / they call it a hostel, but this is no hostel. And they are put to work. They are working a news column. They are working small crimes pretty much. Doing follow-ups with that, and then they kind of land themselves in a little bit of a predicament. And there's rumor that there may be a werewolf on the loose. So, and there's also, we meet some boys in here and some interesting characters. Then in the second one, it's a date with a werewolf. So of course our relationships are getting just a little bit more, not intense. And one great thing about these books, right? They're clean. They're clean. I have nothing against smut. Sometimes I just don't want to read it. They're fun. They're clean. There's kissing. There's emotions. There's he held my hand for a long time. Like that kind of stuff, you know? And it's kind of refreshing. And then there's a princess. The daughter of the Queen of England has gone missing. There's a mystery with that. So there's a lot of subplots going on with this second book, okay? And that kind of takes away a little bit from the werewolf story. The one thing that I wanted out of this book was more wolfy. And then we get right back into it with this. So some of those subplots have wrapped up. We have more werewolf. We're on the hunt for the werewolf. We're trying to figure out if there is a werewolf and what's going on. And it's just good. It's just good. The last half of the book was very satisfying. I could say that. And look at the step back cover, except for that. But I mean, it's brilliant. So all in all, I would highly recommend these books to someone that just wanted something different. Now, I know a lot of you have been influenced to read these books because we've been so excited about them. And I hope anybody out there that purchased them, or if anybody out there that's going to read them on Kindle Unlimited, just has a good time. That's all it is. It's 3 books that's just a good time. And I'm making a vow to dip into Sweet Valley High more often, since I do still have Kindle Unlimited. And it's going to be fun. It's just going to be fun. So I think of these books kind of as like I said in the beginning, a palate cleanser, something just to revive your reading a little bit. And I mean, I read all of these in a week. That's pretty good for me. You know, usually I'm just reading this, but they go by fast. Each one is about 200 pages. This one was the longest at like 225, but I mean, it's just fun. It's fun. So that's my assessment of Sweet Valley High. Let me know in the comment section down below. Have you read Sweet Valley High? Are you interested in reading Sweet Valley High? If you didn't read Sweet Valley High, were you a Babysitters Club reader? I know that group is out there too. Like I said, I never did. I actually just read like 1 or 2 books, and the one was called Winners, and I think I still have it downstairs. I have to dig it out because I really want to read it. I want to see if I can like revisit my youth. I think I read it in like 8th grade or something like that. But it's just been a lot of fun, you know, and it's better than Botox. All right, everybody. Not that I get Botox, but I'm just saying it's the fountain of youth. All right. I hope everybody's doing well. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself so you can take care of others. And I'll see you in my next video, whether that be sooner or later. So until next time, goodbye for now and happy reading.